Hi there, welcome to a new episode of An Ordinary Review with PJ. In today's episode, I bring to you a web series called My, which means Mother, on Netflix. This web series is produced by the same team that got you the super hit and very popular Paatal Lok. My is an engaging thriller series that's a quest of a mother to find out what happened to her daughter, who killed her, and why. And the series gets on setting the tone right up front in episode 1. Right in the beginning, Sakshi Tanwar, who plays the mother, and Vamika Gabi, who plays her new daughter, are into an argument. She walks out of the house and gets hit by a truck and dies. And later, during the court proceedings, Sakshi Tanwar kind of gets a hint that it was not an accident but a murder. And now she's determined to find out what happened to her daughter. How did she get killed and who got her killed? So that makes the series very, very engaging. It kind of moves like a detective thriller where Sakshi Tanwar is trying to figure the answers out, and in the process, as she digs deeper, she realizes there's so much going on behind what she really knew. And as she digs further, there are a lot of nefarious things that she comes across, but she's determined to find the answer, and she comes across so many other characters who can actually harm her, who kind of try to prevent her from finding the answer. But her will to find the answers makes her fearless. She will go to any lengths to figure that out. What makes it very interesting to watch is that she's an ordinary woman, right? So she's definitely fearful of the circumstances that she gets into, fearful of the people that she interacts. She's afraid that they might harm her. But behind all that, there is a very sharp mind ticking and that mind is determined to find the answers, and that curiosity to find the answer overcomes the fear, and then she continues to pursue looking for answers in spite of all the dangerous circumstances that she gets into. Now the series does get a little overboard towards the end. Some of the sequences in the end kind of feel a little overblown, a little overdone in terms of how she tries to take revenge of what happened to her daughter. But that said, that's a minor thing. I think overall the series is very engaging. In terms of performances, Sakshi Tanwar is absolutely magnificent in this series. The entire series actually rests on her shoulders. Varied emotions that she conveys through her role, the grief, the guilt, the intensity of the problems that she's facing at home with her husband Vivek Mushran, the challenges that she's facing in terms of her brother-in-law's family who's sort of taking care of her, and at the same time her determination to find out the answers as to who killed her daughter and why makes her character very interesting, and she's done a superb job. She's well supported by a few other characters like Raima Sen. She has a very negative character. She has a grey character in the series, and it's quite interesting as well. Seema Bhargava doesn't have much to do. She's shown as a person who supports Sakshi Tanwar in critical circumstances, but then doesn't have too many dialogues or too much of a screen presence in the series. Vivek Mushran plays her husband, does a decent job, but doesn't have a very strong character in the series. I mean, he's shown as this, downtrodden husband who's almost failed on his life. He's dependent on his brother to take care of his family, and runs this chemist shop and has this passion for engineering which he could not utilize. So he has regrets in his life, and overall doesn't have a very strong presence in the series. But he's done a decent job. Couple of other characters who are really interesting in the series. One is Prashant Narayanan. He has this interesting role. I can't reveal much about his role because that will kind of take away a little bit of the suspense. But then there's a maniacal side of him that comes later in the series, which really makes it really interesting. And there's one character which I thought impressed a lot apart from Sakshi Tanwar. That's played by Anand Vidat Sharma. He plays this character called Prashant, and how this character who is a slimy sort of a character who has his own motives of what he wants to achieve, and how he actually slips around the situation and tries to support Sakshi Tanwar in getting her answers, but then he has his own motives to achieve, makes his character very, very interesting. Now the series ends on a very tantalizing note. Sakshi Tanwar, who thinks that she has finally got all the answers of who killed her daughter, and she's able to take revenge against those people, realizes that perhaps she did not get all the answers. And the series also kind of conveys towards the end, and you feel as if she actually got played out as a pawn in this entire scheme of things. On one side, where she was actually trying to take revenge for for a daughter, but in the end, someone else was playing her to achieve his motives of what he wanted to get out of this entire sequence. So that makes it very, very interesting as the series ends. So I'm really looking forward to season 2 because the series ends on a tantalizing note. And overall, I would recommend this series to be seen. I think it's a very engaging thriller. 6 episodes, moves like a breeze, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If for nothing else, for Sakshi Tanwar's performance, power-packed performance by her, and in general, a very tight, taut narrative of the entire series. So do go ahead and check it out. My on Netflix. Thank you for watching my reviews. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. In case you are not able to see my reviews on YouTube, please do check them out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. You can always listen in as a podcast. And do rate my show. It will help others find my show. I will look forward to bring more interesting reviews for all of you. Till next time, bye-bye.